We're talking about age. We're talking about the headaches of touring. When you retired, one of the things that I found interesting was if you could really stay away from it, aside from all the bullshit, I mean, isn't playing live somewhat addictive?
I'm fortunate enough that I play in a great band back home where I live. So I could do a show and then be in my own bed that night. So
That's heaven.
I'm still here, but like in Los Angeles, not back in Rochester, New York, because it's 1 degree out back home right now.
That's amazing.
But I used to be in a black metal band back home because it was so cold. It was very inspiring. We kind of broke up because our singer moved to Texas. But the point being, fucking, what was your question?
My question is, you know what, man? Here we are now, 35, 40 years later. Nuclear Assault has a sold-out show with a bunch of kids that are excited to see you. Does this inspire you to write new music with the guys and possibly put out a new record?
If I have to be completely honest, we would not be doing that. We're going to be that band that's just going to play the old fucking what's the expression about
Aussie retirement?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't want to do that. I don't want to be the dude who fucking says, come see us, it's our last show, and then show up next year and like, that fucker. As far as writing new music, we did that Pounder EP a couple of years ago, and I wrote 3 out of those 4 songs and went in a little time machine and tried to pretend it was 1985, which I think I pulled off. But I think most people who come to see Nuclear Assault want to hear the shit off Game Over and Handle With Care and Survive. So we do play 1 new song live, but I don't know. I think the old classics just, they're still old classics. Don't, not toot my own horn here, but, those are timeless songs, and that's good enough to play those. We have a certain amount of time we can play stuff. We have a lot of songs we could fit in there, and we choose the ones that we think people want to hear. So mostly old shit, so we're not going to bother new shit.
That's one of the things that I really respect about you is, right now there's a lot of other bands of that era that are really cashing in and marketing and doing the whole thing because of this new crop. And here you are, just like you said, you know what, you really respect the legacy of the band. And correct me if I'm wrong, we've all have evolved. I mean, I don't listen to certain shit I did from 1984, 85. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with that, but as you mentioned, to go and rewrite new music with that decade in mind, it's not being sincere.
That's why when we did the Pounder EP,
Was it difficult for you when you were writing that?
It was difficult because I've played much more extreme music since then. So I had to put a speed limit and make sure the riffs weren't too evil. So there's your grindcore and black metal. So I had to write thrash songs.
Yeah.
And go, nope, that's too brutal, that's too evil, slow it down. But not slow it down so it's lame, just make sure that it sounded like it did. But I could only do so much of that without doing, as you say, just making it lame by just
regurgitating.
Yeah.
For the
so
money.
That's the thing. That's why that's an EP. We said, not going to do a whole record of that. It would have gotten redundant and, I don't know. So that was it. That was we're going to write some old shit, and it's new shit.
There you go. Nuclear Assault playing the farewell. Are you doing San Francisco or any other city out here?
No, we played the California Death Fest. What was that, a year and a half ago?
Yeah, a year. Oakland.
So that was the final assault for Northern Cali.
All right, so all of you being here in Los Angeles, going back to 1985 with Nuclear Assault, it's going to be wild, it's going to be crazy. Here's the deal. We've seen it time and time again where artists of a certain decade come back to capitalize on this new market or this new thriving, hungry generation of aggressive music fans. It's nice to see old tape trader friends from the era of where it all started being sincere, being real, and keeping it true.
Thank you.
Be that as it may, final question and the most important one. Crab Society, will you ever revisit that? That goes out to the tape trader guys from back in the 85.
No, for the same reason. It would be lame now. We predated Anal Cunts and all that noisecore stuff. We did it, we fucking made our statement, and we have spoken.
Yeah. And how does it feel knowing that Neil Turbin fucking hated the fact that you were tall and vigorous and handsome?
That was more about his own hang-ups than anything I felt. And things happen for a reason.
That's right. With that, Nuclear Assault 2018, but it feels like 1985. And
yeah.
we're out.